Right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the Traders Exclusive Live Trader Showcase for March 2024. I'm Sherry. You can reach me by email at support@tradersexclusive.com. This is a quarterly event where we feature expert traders to bring you training and insights from 20 different expert traders. You register once and you can join all 3 days. You don't have to register every day. So please check out tradersexclusive.com, where we regularly post articles and video clips with valuable trading tips and techniques. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So I want to thank you all for being with us again. I'd like to introduce Simon Klein of TradeSmart.
Okay, hi everyone. And I do want interaction with you, those of you who are here live. Obviously, if you're watching the replay, that would be difficult to do, but you can always send me an email and let me know how this presentation was for you. I'm going to share with you something, probably one of the most important things about market reading that you need to master, and that's why it's called Mastering Market Tops and Bottoms. Okay, for those of you, Sherry gave me a great introduction. My name is Simon Klein. Here is a picture of me giving a live in-person presentation at the New York Traders Expo. And more recently, I was invited to speak at the Boga Investment Forum in China. Okay, that's run by the government. It's the only kind of trading forum in China, full stop, as far as I understand. And you can see the lineup of people over here. I spoke with ministers of finance from various countries. Some of you may know Jack Schwager, market wizards over here, who wrote many books. You guys should read those books if you haven't read them. They're very, very good, and they'll give you a good insight into trading. Quick disclaimer before we begin, you can read that. Let's see how quickly you can read it. Speed reading. Sherry already introduced me, but here's a bit more about me that you can read if you wish. TradeSmart is a trading education business, and we focus primarily on teaching you how to read the market professionally and how to run a successful trading business, including how to develop your own trading plan and strategies which fit your personality and lifestyle. Okay, so for the next, say 50 minutes, 50 minutes, I want you to turn off distractions, focus. Multitasking or doing many things at once is not conducive to retaining or focusing or actually receiving the information that's being handed over to you. What you need to do is focus 100% on what I'm going to share with you, and I promise you'll get a lot out of this. You are in the right place if you want to learn how to spot major market turning points, and we've done this consistently for over the past, since I've been trading, but since we've had a trading community for over 10 years, okay? We've called almost every major market move ahead of time before it happens, okay? Or as it's happening, we see it happening and we say the market is now going up, it's finished going down. And we did this with COVID, we did this at the top of the market, we did this with gold, we've done this across all markets, and I'm gonna show you examples of that as we move on. You wanna get your questions answered today, we'll take questions and answers at the end. So this is the key. When I first started trading, it was very complicated. I remember sitting on the trading floor after I did my Series 7, and I was taught by two great traders. And it was, let's try this indicator out, let's try that indicator out, let's see what this, and again, your charts look very spaghetti-like with almost very difficult to see the candlesticks if you're using candlestick charts, and because there were so many indicators. And you know, the bottom line is you need to keep it simple. It's very difficult to execute a trading plan that's 150 pages long. You should be able to write it on one page. It should be very simple. And this is what Tony Robbins says. Complexity is the enemy of execution. As a trader, you need to execute. You need to take trades. But if it's too complex, you won't be able to take any trades. So you need to be executing your trades. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Now, you want to keep it simple, but it's not simple from a lack of understanding. It's what I call masterful simplicity. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because when I first started trading, I learned how to trade the specialist system. We traded on the New York Stock Exchange. and I was a member of the Philadelphia Stock Exchange. We traded professionally. Series 7, I was trading, my first account I traded was $500,000 in buying power. And what we were taught to do was spot what the specialist on the New York Stock Exchange was doing. So if the specialist was buying, we would be on the buy side, if the specialist was selling, we'd be on the sell side. And that was our kind of edge in the market, was looking at the level 2, the time in sales and the order book of the specialist, seeing the prints going off on the time in sales and understanding what was going on. So there was ways of understanding by reading the tape, so to say, literally, what the specialist was doing and hence what the market was about to do or what the market was doing. And that was our edge in the market. Now, the problem was, after mastering that, the New York Stock Exchange decided to go hybrid, part computer, part human. So you can tell this was quite a number of years ago. We call it disruption. So there was a big problem. What I was taught to do no longer worked because it was based on the specialist being a human being and not part computer, part human. And it was much more difficult to spot what was going on now since it was partly computerized. So it was back to the drawing board. For me, the trading firm I worked for closed down. I moved to another company, another trading floor, and this is where I went on my journey of discovery, like most of you are probably doing. After going through all that, I'm going to share with you what I discovered and how I actually trade and how I read the market today, and it keeps it very simple. That simplicity is what I call simple, based on a deep understanding rather than a lack of understanding. It's based on a whole journey of discovery of making it very complicated and then going back to very simple. For example, I used to have lots of indicators on my charts. Today I have almost nothing. I mean, I do have, you'll see if I show my charts shortly, I do have CCI. I almost don't use it. 99% of the time I don't use, I just look at the plain candlesticks, and everything I need to understand is in those candlesticks. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. You need to learn a system of trading, a way of trading that's not going to be disrupted by technology. The way I'm going to share with you will never be disrupted by technology. It stood the test of time, and it will be around, and it will enable you, no matter what happens in the market, no matter how it's computerized. I mean, when I was working at Credit Suisse many years ago, I worked with the quants, the quantitative analysts, and they were running trading systems. This was, we're talking about over 20 years ago. We're talking about in the late 90s. And, you know, the amount of money the banks have in computerized system and brain power, and how much they put into research and development is immense. And this was way back when. So, and again, it doesn't make it more difficult for you, the fact that there's computers trading the market automatically. It actually may make it even easier and more predictable. So this is the framework I came up with, okay? There's 3 things you need to understand. You need to understand the pivot analysis. That's the way of reading the trend, okay? We look at pivots, not pivot points, but pivots in candlesticks, and it's a bit different to the way that the books teach it, okay? It's not exactly the same. And I'm going to share with you how you can do some training later on that will teach you how to read the trend. And we're going to be using that when we pick market tops and bottoms definitively, okay? You can say this is the market top, this is the market top, bottom, not maybe or it could be. We can say definitely it is, okay? So that's the level of preciseness we're going to have with this, okay? So that's pivot analysis, how to read the trend. Supply and demand analysis is understanding where the levels, you see over here, we've got zones in the market. Prices always move between levels of supply and demand. You have to be able to spot those in the charts, and that's what I've become an expert in and focused on, a lot by trial and error, by putting zones on and then seeing the market go through them and asking myself why, or seeing a zone and ask, well, why does the market turn there and reverse? It's in an uptrend, it hits a supply area. Why did the market not just pull back and go through the area? Why did it completely reverse? What's going on? So looking at the charts almost every day for almost 20 years, you learn something. But you only learn something if you have a methodology to your learning. And methodology, if you're haphazardly looking at the markets every day, you'll miss what the markets are communicating with you. So supply and demand analysis will tell us where those levels are in the market. And you're going to see quite accurately, for those of you in my trading room who are actually watching this presentation here now will know, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to come and join my trading room for a whole month at no cost. So you can actually see for yourself how this works in the live market before the market plays out, not showing you examples, oh, buy here, sell there, before it plays out. And we're pretty spot on most of the time. Okay, you can't, you're never going to be right all the time, but most of the time is good. That's pretty high odds. 80 to 90% of the time we're right, we're spot on. Price direction analysis will tell you, and again, you can almost, once you understand what this is, throw out everything you know about candlesticks and just learn one thing. The most important thing to know with prices, is it going up or is it going down? That's it. What else do you need to know? If you buy and it goes up, you'll make money. If you sell and it goes down, you'll make money. Up or down, that's the only really two interesting movements price can make. Think about that. Is there any other way that price can go that will make you money? If it goes sideways, you're not going to make any money. It's either up or down. So we have a very precise way of determining which way price is moving so that you can trade in the direction of price movement. And then guess what? Time comes into it here. So everything's happening over here within multiple time frames. So you need to be able to put the time frames together. Now, this is the beauty of understanding how to do this. And this is where it becomes very interesting. If you come down here, the charts will teach you all you need to know once you have a framework for reading them. Okay, you don't need any guru. You won't even need me. You won't need anyone. Once you've got those skills, you'll be able to develop yourself as a trader. And you won't need to be asking. If you're asking the question, I mean, I remember my early days, I was in a number of trading rooms as well, and we're my own trading room now. And we always had people asking questions. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Is this going up? If you're asking a question, you obviously don't know how to read the market. And guess what? You shouldn't be trading. If you should be able to make those decisions yourself without the need for any input. You know, at least when you're trading for a living and you're trading to make income, you shouldn't be relying on anyone else. You need to be completely reliant on yourself. You can take input from other people, but ultimately you make the decisions. And you need to be strong enough in your ability to analyze the markets and in your proven trading plan to execute that plan in the real market on a day-to-day basis. Or if you're day trading, or if you're swing trading, maybe less often. If you're long-term trading, probably even less often, as often as the opportunities arise in the market. Listen to what I just said. As often as the opportunities arise in the market. If the market doesn't show you your edge, you don't do anything. So how much we trade depends on market conditions and our trading plan. Okay, some trading plans give you much more opportunity than others. Some markets don't give you very much opportunity. Everything has to come together. So these are the things that you really need to know. Now, the beautiful thing of this is each one of these by themselves, even on one time frame, you can be profitable with if you get very good at doing this. And the beauty of removing indicators from your charts is that you become very sensitized to price action. Think about someone who's lost one of their senses, like someone who could see once and now becomes blind. Their sense of hearing becomes much more acute. So if you remove all the noise, your sense of market reading, your market reading skills are going to become much more acute, much better. You guys just let me know in the chat area, those of you here live. Does that make sense? And now I'm going to share with you one of the most important things that you're going to learn about trading. And people, I remember in the early days, people used to say you can't catch a falling knife. Yes, you can. You know, on the opposite, something that's shooting up to the moon, you can't pick a top. Yes, you can, and you can do it accurately almost every time. Okay, so let me know in the chat area if you're ready for me to teach you this. Okay, and again, what I advise you to do if you're watching this presentation and you're here live is take notes and then go and verify it for yourself. Okay, go to the markets and go and prove to yourself that this works. And if it doesn't work for you, send me an email, let me know, and I may be able to put you on the right direction. Okay, this has changed the lives of so many traders. I've had people that I've worked with. I coach traders one-on-one, and I've been doing that also for almost 20 years now. And many of the traders that I take on have been trading for many years without success. And it's almost kind of unraveling the complexities they have and making them kind of straightening them out and making it easy for them so that they can now succeed. Giving them these tools, this kind of ability to read the market is a game changer. Makes things so much easier for them, and then they can go, it's like uncluttering clutter and just taking the basics. When you're traveling, now I only travel with hand luggage, no matter how long I'm going away, just hand luggage. It's so much easier. Just take the bare essentials of what you need, go light. It's much easier to get around places. You don't have to, when you're getting connecting flights, you don't have to worry about, your bags getting on the next flight and then not having, I mean, all of you have had that happen. Just keep it simple. Simple works, okay? Masterful simplicity. Okay, so these are the most important things that you need to ask yourself. Where is price? We were talking in the trading room today. There's 3 things that you need to know. What is happening? That's understanding price hashing. What is happening in the market? Where is it happening? The location. Yeah, where is price? Where is it? And what's the final thing you need to know? When is it happening? Is it happening at an interesting time to trade? Or is it happening when there's no one trading? When is it happening? So what's happening? Where's it happening? And when's it happening? 3 things that you need to know. So where is price? What is price structure telling us? That's what. We've got the what and the where. Where is it? If it's not in the right place, it's not interesting what price structure is telling you. You have to be in the right place. Price structure, you have to understand how to read the market to understand that. It has to, what's it communicating to us? Is the market going up or down? Those are the 2 main things. And then at the time, when's it happening? So I'm going to share with you now the 3 main formations. Okay, you're sitting on the edge of your seats waiting for this. Again, this is based on years and years and years of doing this and trial and error and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and then coming up with the main formations. These are the 3 main formations that I'm going to share with you that work consistently. And if you start to see that, then you'll look at the market, reticular activating system will kick in and you'll start to see it all over the place. It's a bit like, anyone ever bought a new car? And maybe it was, I don't know, whatever, a white car or a black car or a purple, I don't know, a blue car. And you notice that model car all over the place after you bought it. But beforehand, you never did. Why? Because your mind starts to see, your eyes see, you start to pick out what you're focused on. As Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows. So make sure you focus on the right things. As a trader, focus on the process, not the results you get from the process. Focus on what you need to do to get those results. It works with losing weight as well. The whole diet world focuses on the diet. You need to focus on the lifestyle changes you need to make, and then it will be everlasting as opposed to kind of going through those boom and bust. Same with the trading. Most traders go through boom and bust, boom and bust. It's going good, they feel great. It starts to go bad, they feel bad. Your emotions shouldn't be dictated by how you do in the market. Really shouldn't. It's just the market. Yeah, and people ask you these questions all the time. How's the market? They find you a trader. How's the market treating? What do you mean, how the market's treating you? The market's just a bunch of people. It's just an environment where people buy and sell whatever they're buying and selling. That's what a marketplace is, a market. How's the market treating you? Like the market treats you? How are you treating yourself? That's the question. How are you approaching it? What are you bringing to the market? That's the important. Anyway, let's get back into this. The 3 main formations. Okay, we're not going to go over gaps per se, but this is very important. Understanding this will keep you on the right side of the market. You'll be able to catch major turning points. I'm going to show you the ES trade, E-minis trade from the COVID-19 trade. And you need to be able to see this as it's happening, not after it's happened. So we've got 3 formations. The first one's called the most common formation. Why? Because it happens most of the time. Then we've got a basing formation, and then we've got a climactic formation. Those are the 3 main ways which markets top and bottom. So let's go through the most common formation. What does it look like? Location. price has got to be at a significant level of supply and demand. So you need to be able to identify what that level is. Where is the significant level of supply and demand? You've got to be able to read the market. And it could be a new high or a new low, one or the other, a new high or new low. Then what you need to see, that's location. What do you need to see in price structure? A change of trend. So you need to know how to read the trend. Now, let me show you what that looks like. This was Bitcoin. If you guys remember, Bitcoin just took out the highs over here. How do you know that you want to be a seller up here? Well, this is on the monthly chart. We go down to a weekly chart, and this is what I call COT, change of trend. As soon as the market goes below this area, it's the top of the market. And look at what happened afterwards. The market went all the way down. That's one way of doing it. Okay. Now, here's another way of doing it. And this is what I basically called this out in the Bogo Investment Forum in China when I spoke over here. I said, this is the bottom of, most likely the bottom of the dollar was over here in January. Yeah. It came up, pulled back, and failed to go below this area. And we have what I call a reversal bar. This is a change of trend. And then look what happens afterwards. Now, obviously, we did this before this happened. I just took a picture of this afterwards, but we see it as it's happening, and then we know how to trade afterwards. That makes sense? So let me show you the top of the dollar index. So let's go through this, October 22. Let's look into the live charts now. And I think we do it on the weekly, October 22. Okay, so look at this. Well, from what we've just been talking about, markets going up. You see this? It's a weekly chart. It's an uptrend, a massive uptrend. And then look what happens over here. We pivot, and then what happens? We still haven't done anything wrong yet. This is now the end of the uptrend. I know I want to be on that is definitively, before we see the right of the chart, obviously we can see it now, but this is what we do in real time. This is the top of the market over here until proven otherwise. So let's see what happens. The market goes back up again and gives you a beautiful entry here. You've got a whole week of moving up, and you want to be selling as high as you can. Think about this. What do most people do in the market? They buy and the market goes against them and they go, oh dear. What we're thinking of doing, we're thinking already sell. I want the best possible price. I want the market to go up. And if you're thinking buy, you want to get the cheapest price possible, don't you? Don't make it any different than you do when you're buying anything or when you're selling anything. You want to sell something at the best price. So you know already you want to sell. You wait for the market to go up and look at where it stops, right on your zone. This is a supply zone. And it's only fallen once this bar closes down here. Now look what happens. You see, you get the biggest move down over here, and then this kicks off the down move. See that? Okay, right. Let's go to present day. And let's go back. Okay, so, let's also do the, while we're looking at the live charts, let's go to the E-minutes. I'll show you actually more recently, instead of the COVID trade was here. But let's go to how do we know that this market is now going to the upside and not the downside? Okay. Now, if you look at the market over here, we've got lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we come to a major area. Why is this a major area? Because this is an area where we dropped to the lows down here, and then we came back above it. So look at where the market turns. So I'm still going down, and I'm waiting for this to continue going down, but I know that it may change it. So here we have lower high. Look what happens over here. In the next bar, we take out the high. Now I know the market's not going down anymore. Okay, market's not going down anymore. Definitively, 100% no, that the market's not going down anymore. Now, could the market go down? Yes, but I need to be 100% sure in my decision making that I'm now thinking about a long and I want to get the best price. So let's see what happens. Goes down a bit. The next month, we go up. And then what happens? We go up and we go up. And then we pull back to an area. So, okay, yes, you could sell this pullback, but now I'm looking for it to catch here and continue higher. What does the market do? Exactly. Look at that big bar to the upside, knowing how to trade because you're in the right area now to buy after pullback. It's an upward moving market. It stopped going down. So you need to be able to read the trend to know that. And look at what we did. And continuing into this year, it's still going up. Okay, knowing that this is the buy zone. You know that ahead of time, okay? Knowing that it stopped going down from this bar. And most people look at that and they don't see that. Okay, this is what you need to be able to do, and it will keep you on the right side of the market most of the time. Okay, so let's go through a basing formation now. Guys ready? Okay. Again, location. Price has to be at a significant level of supply and demand, or at new highs or lows. Then price structure, what we're seeing now, it needs to be basing at the highs or lows, followed by what we call a bull or bear trap. Those of you in my trading room or here know that because we discussed that today. This is what happened in the E-minis. Before the big move to the downside, we have a basing market over here. The market breaks out to new highs and immediately reverses. That's the trap. People are buying the breakout. It gets immediate reverse, and that's the top of the market. And here we go to the downside. Okay, we can look at, let's look at February 2023. Let's have a look. February 23 on the monthly chart. I think we just did that. Yeah, we just did that. That's the bottom over here. See that? Now it looks very innocent if you look at it. If you're looking at the market here and you see that, it looks like, well, it doesn't look like anything. But for me, that's the end of the down move. And proof of it is what happens afterwards. Okay, we just went through that. And again, we did that also down here. This was the COVID drop, the massive COVID drop. But look, we had the biggest rally in the history of the market here. And we're also getting quite a big one now as well. Okay, let's go through the climactic formation. Again, ask yourself a question. Location, where am I? Price needs to be at a significant level of supply demand after a rapid move. That's an acceleration in price, which we call momentum, a momentum move, where you get a big bar. What does that mean? It goes up rapidly in price in a small amount of time, which is called acceleration. It's, yeah, accelerates in price. And then you also need price at a new high or new low after a rapid moves, either at a supply or demand level, or it goes to new highs or new lows. And we've seen that many times before. Some of my best trades have actually been taking the trade on the downside, and then the kind of floor disappears and the thing just collapses. And I've captured some of those moves, but you have to be in before it starts collapsing, if you see what I mean. And then you need to know, you need to get out before it bounces all the way back up, because some of the moves in the other direction after a big drop or a big up in price are equally as big. What do you need price structure wise? Again, change of trend, very simple. So here's an example of oil, and this was when oil, this is the continuous contract, but this was when oil went negative. You guys remember, oil went negative, and you know, yeah, the only time I've ever seen that. But look at the big move down. Remember, this was a rapid move down. We come up. How do I know it's the bottom? Well, when the change of trend happens over here, definitively that's the bottom. And look at the move that happens afterwards. Massive move. And you've picked it. You know that that's the bottom. We're not catching it down here. I mean, you can do if you're good. That is catching a falling knife. We're catching it once it's told us it's going up. And we know it's going up here, but it's definitely going up here. And we know how to manage our risk now. As it's falling, you don't know how to manage your risk. Where do you put your stop? If you buy, it could keep going down. Say you bought here and you thought that was the bottom, and then it just keeps going down, and then you buy here. Where'd you put your stop if it's at all-time lows? Well, there's at the bottom, I mean, 0. But remember, with oil, it went to negative. Where are you going to put it then? I didn't ever think that would ever happen. It was very strange, but it did. Some of you guys remember that. It happened in 2020, I think. Yeah. So that's the end of the move down. So let me show you another example, and this was with the Great British Pound. Remember, this was a big red bar. So again, trying to catch the bottom and buy it, okay. How do you know? Because it's going to keep going down. When it stops going down and it pivots over here, you see this? When these 3 bars close, you get the biggest move to the upside over here. That's the proof that that's the bottom. And we know it before this bar opens. Yeah, you see this and it looks like nothing. I'm thinking, buy, get me in, let's go. You see that? And you see the top here as well. The market fails to go up and we start to pull back. Let me show you another thing, another climactic formation using multiple time frame analysis. This was a massive drop down to an area of demand. There's a demand zone down here. Remember, this was a big red bar to the downside. Okay. And look at the big move you have to the upside. Now imagine if you didn't get out on time and you sold and the thing bounced back equally as strong, then oh dear. So we can look down using multiple time frames. The monthly chart, let's go down to a daily chart as this thing was dropping. How do I know it's the bottom? Well, we have a pivot over here. Once we take out that high with this bar, that is the end of the move down. Proof? Well, we did pull back a bit more, but look at where we did. We came up and look where we pulled back to. Not that is not by accident. Exactly to this zone, exactly to the area where we broke the trend, and boom, you've got another chance to get in and take the move up. Because it's no longer a downward moving market. Here's a downward moving market. This is no longer once this bar goes above this high. We're done. It's done. We're going up. Okay, let's open it up. What markets do you guys want to look at? We can look at anything. And maybe we'll just pull up the live charts and we can even look at what's happening right now. I know we've got FOMC shortly. You want to look at the E-minis? Okay, we're looking at the E-minis. And again, we can do this on any time frame. Right, so we've looked at the monthly chart here, and we can go down to a daily chart. Here's the same action that we just talked about before. You see there's a pivot here. Once we take out this high, that's the end of the move down. And you see pullbacks viable. Go a bit sideways here. It's like almost like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. We go down. That's how you know it's going up, because you got to think opposite. The fact that it went below this area and then holds here means we're going higher, plus the market was going up before, and we're still going up. We could potentially put in a top hit. We're at the highs. If we come back down and go below here, then we've got room to drop, and it's still a bullish market, and we're still bullish. Okay, let's look at natural gas. Okay, so if we look at it on a monthly chart, for example, notice we're going, I mean, let's do it like this. This is an upward moving market, okay? How do I know it's the top? I know already here. When we take these lows out, so I want to sell them the next move to the upside. See, we move right up, I want to sell it. Not buy it, I mean, you can buy it if you want, but the big move's going to come on the sell side. And how? See that? And we've come all the way down to almost to the lows. Try to go up here, failed. How do you know that that's going to fail? We know ahead of time, because that's what we call a reversal bar. So this is not likely going to take this out, at least not the first time. Lots to talk about. We do this on our trading room on a day-to-day basis. Let's look at a few other markets. Give me the symbols and it'll make it much easier. Let's look at the dollar index. Again, very interesting market at the moment, because we're in a decision-making zone. Are we going down or are we going to go up from where we are? But at the beginning of the year from this area, if we look on the monthly chart, the first month of the year is up. Notice the reversal bar, so this is why we're having a problem here. If we would close the month down here, it's probably going to continue down. Otherwise, we might go back up here again and potentially up there. It's deciding. We've still got another week, next week, and this week and next week to decide. But look how we stopped in supply and move, albeit we based here and then we started this downtrend. You can see on the 15-minute, the market's finally going down. And we can see the inverse of that on the euro, moving up from the level, from this level. You see? Now, again, it's hard to get involved in here. You can wait for it to break out, pull back, and then get in and take it up if there's enough reward to risk for your trade. Let's have a look. NQ. We'll look at some stocks as well. We can look at Apple. So this is kind of going sideways here on the weekly chart, and we're just going basically sideways here. We have a lower high. We've got direction to the upside. So it's decided we're going to take out this high, then we'll probably take out this high. Otherwise, we're going to probably be kind of in this range. I know we've got FOMC coming out, so we could get a big move in either direction, but it kind of we're kind of stalling here. It's not really going up or down. It's just, if you look at the weekly chart, just going sideways. Here we're going up, pull back, up, bit sideways, down and up, and then we're kind of running out of steam here. Or we're waiting for another leg up or potentially down, but we're not going down until the trend changes. And you can measure this move from here to here and then from here to here as a measured move, and this is the pullback. And we took out the highs, what we expected. Once you take out the high, you can buy the pullback into this area and take it up. Right, let's look at Apple. I'll type it in. I've got it on a different watch list, so let's type it. Apple is at, you can see we're coming off a demand level here on the weekly and the monthly chart. Potentially supply become demand. You see how the level changes? We break above and then we catch on the other side of it. This is the ceiling becomes the floor. We took out the high and then we're pulling back. We could catch here and come back up. If we take out this level, then we go down. And this is the way you think as a trader. If the market does this, then this is likely to happen at the market, and it's going to do one of them. And then you wait for the market to decide what it's going to do, and then you know what to do. Another very interesting one, maybe we can look at is, let's look at gold. Now we've also, and we'll look at Bitcoin shortly. So gold, again, we've called almost every move of this, but this is where, if you see the move that we just had recently here, this is kind of a base, and then we caught in the middle of the base. Once you can see from the trend, we're going sideways here, and we catch here, and we've been moving up since, and now we're kind of pulling back, but we're catching because we just broke to new highs. So the market's kind of pulled back off the highs as consolidating. It needs to pull back or consolidate. Consolidation in time, market goes sideways. Consolidation in price, the market pulls back, comes down. This is a bit of both, but now it's more consolidating in time. It's going sideways. No, I don't use market profile. The only three things I use in all my trading is price direction. Firstly, it's the trend, then supply and demand, and price direction. That's it, nothing else. They keep it very simple. It's purely based on price action. That's it on the bars. Everything, and the zones that I have drawn on here are, I draw them on. They're not drawn on by any indicator. It's I could get an indicator to do that, but I like to have the hands-on. I like to actually do it. Keeps me more kind of attached to the market. Helps me feel the market better, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's take this through here. So we've done that. Now, let me show you a success story from someone who went through my training probably about 5 or 6 years ago now, is Jane. So Jane came to me and she didn't really have any experience of trading, which is a good thing. Sometimes the wrong experience needs to be unlearned, but she didn't have any experience and hadn't learned anything the wrong way, so to say. And she just learned the foundation, I call the foundations of reading the market and the foundations of running a trading business. It took her 3 months to get consistently profitable, and she's been consistently profitable ever since. We have a Discord channel. She was in the Discord channel sharing what she does, and then the community wanted her to teach them. So we put together a course. We put together a course for everyone. And this was a couple of years ago, and we've had people going through the course. So this is the next generation. I told Jane, now Jane's teaching other people what she does best, trading NQ at the cash open. And this is what she said about the training. All I can say to anyone who wants to consistently profit, just do it. That training turned my whole trading around. From that day on, my trading has been so consistent. It's really mind-blowing. Once you understand the levels and can read the trend, you will beat the market every single day. However, the key is follow the pivot analysis and use the demand and supply levels and adapt it to your own trading style. Be very disciplined. Don't be greedy. Stop when you've made your daily profit, and you will turn losing trades into winning consistently day in, day out. Simon's training can be adapted to any market. She mainly trades ANQ. She uses her own strategy based on that. Okay, I found the best thing was knowing what you were doing gives you confidence in your trades, and the fear of losing was gone. Trading had become a lifestyle, no longer a binary gamble or a nervous hope job. Believe me, it's the best and only training to succeed with. That's what Norman said. Having been duped in the past to purchase useless courses, I've been reluctant to take the plunge, but having seen Jane trade and indeed having spoken with you, I was satisfied that I was dealing with genuine people and not the charlatans who dominate the online educational space. I was not disappointed. The course was far and away the best online trading education I've experienced. My congratulations to both of you. Okay. So, very important, and you've probably heard it from other presenters here as well. The best investment you can make in life is in yourself. I think Warren Buffett said that as well. This was the best investment he ever made was in himself, not buying Coca-Cola or anything like that. Jim Rohn says, for things to change, you have to change. You've got to step it up. You've got to be vibrating at a higher frequency to get better things happening. Yeah, you've got to get better. For things to get better, you have to get better. But action, you need to let your knowledge lead to action. You need to take action. Action is important. Knowledge that leads to action. Knowledge that doesn't lead to action at all is almost a waste of time. You need to take what you learn and put it into action and make it your own and get good at it. So I've shown you a simple and a powerful approach to picking market tops and bottom. And again, that's basically the crux of it, using the change of trend, understanding what those scenarios look like, and be able to see them as they happen in real time. So is it okay if I show you an offer I put together to help you know exactly what to do to achieve mastery of the trend, and also give you access to our online trading community and our trading room for a whole month so that you can come and see it yourself? So learn something and then come and see it, put in practice what you're learning so you can actually experience it. Again, you can't learn to trade by reading a book or by taking a course. You have to actually do it. And, or by watching someone else do it as well. You need to actually do it yourself to become consistently profitable. You need to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And you need to be able to match it to your personality and lifestyle. So I'm going to share with you an offer that will help you take the next step. If you're ready to take the next step, this is going to be interesting for you and may, like it's changed the lives of many people that have done this before, may change your life, may change your whole trading life and literally your whole life. This training changed Jane's life completely, and she's now changing other people's lives. That's the key. To be able to become a consistently profitable trader, that's the end goal, and then everything that means to you. But you're not going to get the end goal without actually going through the process. So you need to start at the beginning. If you try and start in the middle, you won't get there. You'll go round and round in circles, going nowhere. You need to start at the beginning, build the foundation, a bit like building a house. You have to put the foundations down, make sure they're solid. And they, according to the rules, according to the laws of physics. engineering. And then you build the structure on top of it. If you try to build the structure first, it looks nice, but it won't last. It's going to fall down. Try and build a house without foundations. Try and build a building without foundations. Most people are trying to learn how to trade without having foundations. They jump to strategies without understanding how to read the market first. It's a bit like driving a car without understanding how to read road conditions. Just because you can put your foot on the accelerator and turn the steering wheel and maybe put the foot on the brake doesn't mean you know how to do it correctly. When there's a red light, you don't put your foot down on the accelerator and go through the red light. No, you have to do it at the right time, in the right circumstances. You don't just do it whenever you feel like it. So you need to understand the context, have the foundations. That's how people learn how to drive, don't they? You learn the theory, then you put it into practice. You understand, you work with the driving instructor to understand, to be safe on the road, to be aware. And the driving instructor points out to you. I know this because my son's having driving lessons now, but and I remembered when I was learning how to drive, and you guys probably remember as well. I remember sitting in the car for the first time and the driving instructor said, put your foot on the brake. And I'm like, I had to look down to my foot to figure out, how do I get my foot on the brake? Where's the brake? Where's my foot? Let's put it on the brake. For those of you who've been driving, for most of you have probably been driving for years, you don't need to think about it anymore. It becomes automatic. That's the same way. So this is the important thing about starting at the beginning and going step by step. This is called the long short way. If you try and do it the short way, it ends up being much longer and you may never get there. So take it a step further from what I've shared with you now and learn how to read the trend using pivot analysis. And these are the benefits. You'll trade in the direction of the trend. The trend is your friend. Until the bend in the end, that's where the trend comes to an end. And that's what you can use to trade the extremes, to know when the market is finished going up or finished going down. You'll know when a trend begins and ends, and make sure you're never fighting the trend. Make sure you're on the right side of the market, and you can use that to help you develop a profitable trading strategy or enhance an existing trading strategy. You may want to filter out some trades that you're taking now and increase your profitability by doing less means sometimes making more. I used to have a trader who came to me and he used to always make money at the beginning of the market, and then he used to give it back later on in the day. So he always made money at the beginning and then gave it back, and it was end up being a break-even trader. And he says to me, I don't know what to do. I'm not doing very well. I said, how about this? Trade at the beginning of the day and then stop, go away, do something else. Then you'll be profitable. Simple solution, isn't it? Why trade after that? You do well at the beginning, stop. Don't give it all back later. Now you're a profitable trader by doing less. So doing less means making more. That may be kind of counterintuitive to many of us because trading's different to most other jobs. Yeah, sometimes you have to work smart as opposed to working hard. You have to work hard as well, but work smart. Sometimes less trades means more profitability. So here's what I'm going to share with you. And again, maybe Sherry, you can pop it into the chat. Maybe I'll pop it in as well, but it just popped it into the chat, I think. Did I send to all? There you go. I think that went there. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put it over here as well. That's going not to everyone. Let me do it again. I need to send it to everyone. Here we go. Or Sherry, if you have that, there's a link to the promo. It's basically tradesmartforex.com/promo. Click on that, and I'm going to share with you what this training has in it. So it's how to read the trend plus a whole month in the trading room. And this is what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to identify the current trend of the market, to analyze the trend in multiple time frames when we talked about the time aspect, exactly when a trend begins and ends, and how this knowledge will, guess what, dramatically affect your bottom line if you put it into practice in the right way. And then you'll be able to watch us analyze and trade in the live markets in real time in our live trading room. And here's what people are saying. Simon, this is phenomenal. I've been trading, studying for 3 years. Sadly, it's all been the wrong process. I've wasted tons of money, time, and effort. I've actively deleted all those programs, indicators, etc., and now completely focus on what I've learned from your program. It's the only real way to trade, and it makes complete sense. Isn't it good if you understand what you're doing? and it makes sense to you, as opposed to doing some random indicator like when the green light goes on, you buy, and you don't know exactly why, because someone else programmed it, and it may work and it may not. Oh, I've got so many stories I can tell you about clients I've worked with over the years that have done that. Unfortunately, we have FOMC out, and markets just carrying on doing what they were doing before. We'll have a look in a second. Anyway, Tom, I wanted to say what you teach in How to Read the Trend training course is brilliant. Before that, I picked up bits and pieces from different traders, but it was never joined up. Your course brought it all together in a very structured and algorithmic way. No guessing needed. The thanks jump off the chart. Matt, the trading room is very helpful in understanding how to go through the process. I've been trading for 11 years and I've not seen anything like what you do. Love how simple it is. I mainly trade options with trades that last 30 to 60 days. I've been looking for something I could use to day trade for 2 years now. I want to round out what I'm doing with another source of profits. I have not been able to find anything I could execute consistently. I'm just paper trading with your system. I've been doing it for a couple of weeks now, and I've had far better results than anything I have ever tried. And again, this is what you get. It's about an hour and a half, not so long. You can literally do it as soon as you finish this session. You know, get the training now and do it, and then come and join our live trading room tomorrow. It's on demand. You can watch it as many times as you want. You get personal access to me. You can ask me any follow-up questions, but more important, you're going to get 1 month access to the live trading room, which is usually $497. You're going to access to our online trading community via our Discord server, and that's what it looks like. And this is what the offer is. So the regular price $994 for 1 month in the live trading room, plus the actual How to Read the Trend. Deadline's 2 days from now. You're going to get $497 off. So again, $497 for the training, How to Read the Trend, plus come into our trading room for a whole month, and you'll learn a tremendous amount. And then you'll see, hey, for the investment of $497, is this for me? Is this working for me? If it is, you want to take the next stage. Yeah. And if it's not, then, well, if you're making a decision, go in, full in, and then, you know, see it work for you. If you put in the work, I can almost guarantee you'll get results. At least your market reading skills will be so much better than they are now. If you're looking at the market and don't understand, like I was originally, where's the opportunity? How do I know if this is a trade setup or not? You don't want to be asking those questions. You want to be able to see it clearly and be able to act on that. So this is, for those of you, again, this is the link, tradesmartforex.com/promo will bring you to the checkout, and I'll just show you what that looks like.
I just put it in the chat as well.
Okay, so everyone can go and click on that, and you basically, let me show you. This is my website. Members, you can click on here and it will bring you to the membership area, which is basically the portal here, and you'll have access to How to Read the Trend is in here, trading room is in here. It'll bring you, once you click on, this is the checkout, and this is the sales page or whatever, you click on here and you can read a bit more about it, bring you to here. Now I want to point out, you'll see it says monthly. After the first month, you can cancel any time, by the way. Most people stay in the trading room beyond the first month because they see the value in it. Again, if you don't see the value in it, then you don't have to stay, but you will see the value in it. And, you know, and then you can join and you can cancel any time. So basically the first month is basically for free, and you get to keep How to Read the Trend afterwards anyway, even if you cancel it, that's yours. Fill out all the details in over here. And again, you don't need a PayPal account. You just need to put a valid email in there, and you can pay with a credit card. It's just processed through PayPal. And this is what it looks like. You're going to get into a membership area. This is it here. And the trading room, you've got the live trading room here. If you can't make the live sessions, you can watch the replays. And our weekly prep session, which is a separate standalone session, but there's people that subscribe to that by itself. It's a standalone subscription, but you get that as part of the live trading room as well. And you'll see the analysis in here ahead of time. The week ahead, we say, and you'll see how, go and check it out. Go and see what we say in the trading room. I used to put out a video. This is how Jane came to me way back when. I used to put out a video on YouTube, where's the dollar going next, on Sunday before the market opened. And most of the time, the dollar did exactly that. you know, exactly what we said ahead of time. So having that information and understanding why it's doing that, isn't that kind of valuable? Can that help you get your kind of trading in the right way? You know, get you in the right direction, give you something to work towards. And then let's have a look at this. So again, this is what they offer. So how to read the trend, $497. And again, it's been the same price for a long time. And the live trading, again, it's been the same price since its inception. It's been going for a number of years. We have people, that's what they're paying on a monthly basis. And that's $994. You go to this, and today you can go and check out the trading room for free for a whole month, and you get how to read the trend, and you only pay $497. We can open up to audience questions and answers. I think we've got about 5 minutes till the hour's up. If you have any questions and you don't want to ask them here, feel free to email me, simon@tradesmartforex.com. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. And again, we're here to help you. I know how difficult it is to become a successful trader, and I pride myself and us at TradeSmart and Jane as well, and Mike and all the other people that we work together, and all the traders. We pride ourselves on, we're a group of traders that work together to help each other. Everyone's helping each other. We have a wonderful community of traders, and you know, we like to see everyone succeed. That's the key. So I want to say a huge thank you to Sherry for having me here. Huge thank you to all of you for watching it. If you're watching the replay, I have a YouTube channel over here, which I'm going to start getting active shortly. I'm waiting and building up to doing it. I used to be very active, and I'm looking to be active again. There's a link to the offer. If this resonated with you and you want to learn more, go and check it out. $497 is your investment for now. You've got a whole month in the live trading room. You get how to read the trend. You can see it put into practice and see, go and test it out. See if this is working for you. First of all, see if it works. It does, but go and prove it yourself. Go and check us out. Go and see us trade live on a day-to-day basis in the live markets as it's happening, as it's unfolding.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Simon, did you
Okay.
have a chance to look at the questions?
I'm going to look at them now.
Oh, okay.
See.
Sorry. I had them up, so I thought I'd just check.
Okay. I'm seeing Larry panelist. 1 second. Let me just click on
The next one down. Steven says, I'm curious how many hours of training this includes.
How many hours of training? So basically, it's basically an hour and a half, the actual training. About an hour and 40 minutes is the actual how to read the trend training. Plus, you're going to get the live trading room every single day, which is live training and trading in real time. So if you come to every session, it's like we have a weekly prep session, and then Monday to Thursday, it's about an hour and a half, depending on, we try to keep it short because some people do this before they go to work. And some of them make more money from the trading than they do in the day job. But, it's good to keep your day job to have, sometimes you trade better when you've got kind of your income covered, what you need to live on, and then the trading's the extra part, if you see what I mean, until you build the confidence that you can do it just from trading.
Okay, perfect. And the rest of these questions here are specific to the talk that you had, and I'm going to suggest there's Simon put his offer in the chat, and I also put his email in there, and I'm going to suggest that you take those directly to him. Because, or better yet, take advantage of that offer and then ask those questions in the trading room when you have a chance. Does that sound like a good idea? Does that sound like a good idea to you, Simon?
Sounds good. Yeah, listen, we're here to help you. If this kind of resonated with you, we love to help traders. And again, if you're a complete beginner, this is perfect. If you've been trading for some time without success and you want to get untangled and make things simple, we're the experts at helping you do that as well. I mean, we've had many people that have been trading, some of them longer than me, and they've never seen success until like now, until they've gone through the training and, and made things simpler for themselves. And then they start to kind of see it. Everything starts to come together when they start to peel away all the complexity. Because basically, if you think about it, price just moves up and down. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
By the way, if we go back, if we go back just to the live market, you see this was an area we were thinking to buy. And again, we had a bias over here, which, you know, and you can see the market's gone up and continued to go up through FOMC to the upside because that's what it was doing. It was doing this. And we've come all the way up into, well, very close to, if you look on this 4-hour chart, look where we stopped. It's amazing, isn't it? Ahead of time, look where we stopped into this area. We failed again, failed to go below here, so we go above here to the next level up. You see that? This is happening right now. We know ahead of time. And again, if you're quick enough, you can catch this up, or you can actually short the move off the, you know, off the top for a little move down, and it may come back down again. And another interesting, again, interesting, the other one that we were looking at earlier today was this. And again, it's taken its time to pull back. We took out the highs here at this level, and you can see where we are, and no surprises, especially if we look at the dollar, also coming down from this area down to the next level down. See that? And look how accurate this is ahead of time. So knowing how to do this, knowing we're going down, and then we accelerate down and bounce back off this area, knowing where those levels are, that's what we talked about. Anyway, yeah. Sherry, pass over back to you. Thank you everyone for watching.
So much.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for hosting this, Sherry, and the service that you do for traders. I hope you guys know, or everyone watching this, do you know how much work goes into putting on one of these events? Most of you take this for granted. We put a tremendous amount of work into this. I know Sherry's put a tremendous amount, and you guys just turn up sometimes and just realize the amount of work that went into this, putting this event on. And be grateful for that there's people that are willing to help you. Anyway, really great to have you all. Thanks, Sherry, again for putting on an amazing event, and I look forward to welcoming you into our trading room, into my trading room tomorrow or the next day, whenever you join.
That was Simon Klein of TradeSmart.